has said, CDF has said, after voting, don't hang around polling stations. The law on election is very clear. You can have agents representing you, but the voters can stay in a distance that is prescribed by the law. Well, that can be answered by the Attorney General. We need to get government to tell us whether the military, like it did in 1980, December, has now taken over the organization, management, and supervision of elections. Because recently I was on a radio station. Honorable MUJJU, whom are you addressing? Because our rules here, you only address the members and the speaker here. So, Mr. Speaker, my eyes were focusing on the visitor, but I am addressing you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, now let me focus both my submission and eyes on you. And I hope, Mr. Speaker, that the government ministers who are here, 4 junior ministers and the Attorney General, will be able to answer these questions. And we don't speak on a radio, television talk show. These are very serious matters to do with the elections. The CDF, General MUHOOZ'S, who also happens to be a son of the president. We are lucky we are the only country with the president and his son managing the defense. Mr. Speaker, maybe you need to restrain the ever silent military officers from making a noise that is not provided for in our rules. But the point, Mr. Speaker, the CDF has said, after voting, don't hang around polling stations. The law on election is very clear.
So in other words, what I heard, kuba akaruru ogende waka. Tera akaruru ogende omuka. Vote and go home. But the constitution says or states that people can vote and then the electoral commission can put up the boundaries. I had 20 meters. So basically that's what MUJJU is talking about. We will hear what the person was supposed to answer that, what he will say. But the CDF and also the campaign that is moving around the media is that vote and go home. Yet, another party is saying vote, remain and kakume. Kakube ukakube. Kakume. Chitegera. Etera karuwa hizo gumu ukakume bakabari. So basically that's what MUJJU is saying.
You can have agents representing you, but the voters can stay in a distance that is prescribed by the law. Well, that can be answered by the Attorney General. We need to get government to tell us whether the military, like it did in 1980, December, has now taken over the organization, management, and supervision of elections.
So MUJJU Nganda is a wise man. So what he's trying to say is that he's trying to paint a picture that it is the military controlling the EC, not the EC controlling the elections. Get it?
Because recently I was on a radio station and there were adverts run by the military telling people, go away after elections. We now have the military and the CDF in particular speaking more about election than the chairman of the Electoral Commission. The Attorney General, Mr. Speaker, if you allow, can he address himself to the law clearly and unequivocal, whether voters are not allowed to stay at a polling station like it is prescribed in the law.
In the law, yeah.
And then I don't know who will volunteer to tell us whether General MUHOOZ'S, Kainerugaba, the CDF and the military have now taken over elections. Leave alone the violence, beating people, military hanging all over. And so can those two issues be answered? CDF, that after voting, even you, the members of parliament, you must not stay at the polling station.
So that's what I also heard. That's what I also saw. That after voting, go home. Kubaka ruluboma agende waka. But I think that the law says people can vote and then they can remain in the prescribed parameter. Maybe I can say 20 meters from the polling station. So
yeah, when you're 20 meters away, that's not the polling station. So when we are telling you, and you must encourage everyone not to stay at the polling station after voting. If you want, when you finish voting, you leave the polling station. 20 meters are now, 100 meters, that's perfectly fine, but not at the polling station. Because I remember, I think it was a monitor of 27th of November. I saw there was a story, the Electoral Commission ordering voters to go home after voting. Yeah, the chairman Electoral Commission. And again, I saw several interviews re-emphasizing
the same thing.
So I just wanted to know, was this a position of the CDF or it is a position of the Electoral Commission, which, or the law, which the chairman Electoral Commission, which the CDF was emphasizing? I just needed to know.
So basically, that's what confused many people. Quadaro says you vote and you can leave maybe the polling station. You can maybe move away, for example, in the prescribed parameters, for example, 20 meters. But you can't say people should vote and just go away or go home. And that's what they have been saying. Vote and go home. Yeah, but remember, Noop is saying vote and remain. Kakube womara, kakume. The EC, they are saying vote and go home. Wait for the results.
A right honorable speaker and honorable colleagues, I can say without fear of contradiction that after voting, even you, the members of parliament, you must not stay at the polling station. Yeah, when you're 20 meters away, that's not the polling station. So when we are telling you, and you must encourage everyone not to stay at the polling station after voting. If you want, when you finish voting, you leave the polling station. 20 meters are now, 100 meters, that's perfectly fine, but not at the polling station. And lastly, Right Honorable Speaker, no, the military has not taken over the management of the election in Uganda. The election is managed by the Electoral Commission. Now, I have it that after voting.
So let's look at some of the comments. Should do 10 or 20? Let's look at 10. Ayaman. Mugenda tunyiza ate tusule nawo. He's saying muza kubanyiza nubalaraho 2014 mpaka 2015 then we have Uncle Kenny UG. Why don't you want people protect their votes? Achite mwagala abantu bakuume obululu. Abenshi mutakwenda abantu bakuume obululu bwabo. SK Junitech tusulawo kuvanga 14th onyumya after voting. Agamba baza kurara 2014 ibintu bagamba ngo bagende 2015 after voting. Joel Omumerica, what is Omumerica saying? If they are protecting the gains, why can't Ugandans protect their votes? Bamba kuma gains ebyabo. I want Ugandans can't protect their votes. I want batakwasa kuma karuka. Yes, sir. Then Commander 001, gains are going. Just wait. Eminyago eriyo negenda. Makaveri tubarimu nga ntunuka. Bakomredi wano wetukute tetuta tubarimu nk'entunuka ahi twase tutarekuraho. Michael music now. Uganda needs change. Tujja kusigalawo musaaga. Dr. Hillary MD, they want to protect their gains, but they don't want people to protect their votes. I think this is the same comment. TRO, true. Chagurani. Abateka mu boto. Kati muzanyira omwo. Ngubu wena kabateka mu chupa. Hati bari nibazanda mu chupa. Kati ng'ebigambo byammwe byotomera CDF EC ne Attorney General tebikwatagana true. Tebikwatagana because na badde mpulira campaign nga bagamba vote and go home. But the EC is saying you can be within the parameters prescribed by the EC. That's why the Attorney General is saying you can be 20 meters away from the polling station. That is okay. But the CDF said vote and run and go home. Handsome boy. They come to discuss about that. RIP our salary. Let's get another. Amuza Yusuf the Great. Why are you emphasizing not stay polling station that is already what the hell? It's 20 meters away, nothing less or more. Nothing less or more. So John Roberts, you're saying it's 20 meters away, nothing less or more. 20 meters is when we measure 20 meters per quarter, measuring at 20 meters, we stand there. If it is 21, we shouldn't. That is our John Roberts. Frank Havertz. Let the security protect the votes, and the voters will protect their families. An option too. Frank. Good mood. But guys, leaving other issues aside, have you realized that the Deputy Speaker deserves that position of the Speaker of Parliament, the main? I also support